I remember in the early days of my PhD, I heard this phrase, research is me search. And it's kind of used a bit as a joke because, of course, we're really passionate about the things that are important to us. And the ego that it takes to go in to do a PhD and to survive that process, you probably are very interested in yourself. And so research is me search is something that I think I've carried through with me my whole of my career and certainly into my work with mindfulness. I'm Dr. Tamara Russell, clinician, neuroscientist, and martial artist, and I do mindfulness differently. I support clinicians and therapists and educators who want to find creative ways to offer mindfulness to their clients and really have confidence that they're doing something that will have impact. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about, I suppose, my own story with mindfulness and particularly training to do mindfulness teacher training. It's true that I came into that process already with quite a lot of training and conditioning in my brain as a PhD, as a black belt in Kung Fu, somebody who had done clinical training as well. And what I noticed was I couldn't do the practices. The body scan was pretty horrific for me. When I really turned the camera inwards and was invited to just notice, just be aware, allow sensations to arise, I was immediately overwhelmed by racing thoughts and strong emotions in my body. And I really felt I couldn't do that. I needed to do something to anchor myself. And I chose to wiggle my toe. And those of you that know and work with mindful movement will recognize that when we introduce movement into the moving body, then this helps to anchor our attention onto a moving target that can provide some small measure of focused attention in the context of very intense or demanding or preoccupying sensations in the body and mind. So when I was then guiding somebody in the body scan in the teacher training, I did invite somebody to wiggle their toe, and I was given some feedback afterwards to say, no, 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 that's not how we do that. And I think for me, it was a bit of a double whammy because I knew that it helped me, and I was thinking, well, I wonder if there's anybody else out there like me who, when we're asked to do that, just it is totally overwhelming. And then secondly, my sort of curiosity and my neuroscience mind went, but why not? Actually what we know about how the brain processes information from the body, there are quite a few things we could do that we could really support people to get into these practices and get some early benefits from them and get those early benefits that we know the research tells us helps people to then stay engaged more long term with mindfulness practices and then get the benefits that come from the longer term practice. So I think that was kind of part of it for me is like, I knew it didn't work for me. I felt it wasn't optimized. I knew there was definitely clinical clients that would struggle with this. And I just was curious and I said, why not? Why can't we do it differently? And this isn't about throwing out the book. This isn't about dismissing what's come before us, but it's about saying, well, if we can do things differently with a strong theoretical underpinning and proceed with caution and care, why can't we do it differently? And that's really been the thrust of my work. Probably, I would say, since maybe 2005, so coming on to 20 years, in various ways, trying to be thoughtful about how moving mindfully can help those who would struggle to sit still, would struggle to do seated practices for a whole variety of reasons, whether it's an internal reason like a busy mind and strong emotions, or it could be external reasons like, you're a professional carer, you're a mum, you're a healthcare worker, somebody for whom the instruction to sit still for 45 minutes, it's just out the window. You've got a million other things you could do. If you had 45 minutes, include probably taking a nap and having a rest and just, restoring yourself a little bit. So, that was just a little bit about how I came to this work. if you find these topics interesting, or maybe you're a bit like me, please do follow, subscribe, keep in touch, because this is where I'm focusing now, my energy and my effort, my intention, helping people, therapists, educators, facilitators of mindfulness who want to do mindfulness differently and include movement particularly, do this well and do it wisely. See you later.